On August 1st, which was the 35th anniversary of Pamela Smart's incarceration, and I am reading from an article that was published in In-Depth, New Hampshire, by the New Hampshire Center for Public Interest Journalism. A group of supporters of Pamela Smart, formerly incarcerated women, came to the State House to ask Governor Kelly Ayotte to visit Smart at her Bedford Hills Correctional Facility in New York, where she is serving a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. Okay? They have lived with Pamela Smart, and they have known her, in the words of this article, as a kind and compassionate person who has helped hundreds of women improve their lives while they were serving time in prison. Okay, a woman who had been in prison with her says, her name is Charisse Murray. She's a helping person. She helped a lot of people accomplish their GED and especially their college degrees, and I'm one of them. I want her to get her freedom. 35 years is enough. But it wasn't Pam's freedom they wanted to emphasize. What they stressed was a desire for Governor Ayotte to meet her, to just meet her and learn that she's not the same person who went to prison over 35 years ago. Okay. Now, this is a bizarre case in a lot of ways, because she is doing life in prison as an accomplice to first-degree murder. One reason why I support mercy for her is that it seems very bizarre to me that the only possible penalties in New Hampshire for accomplice to first-degree murder, not first-degree murder itself, but accomplice to first-degree murder, are either the death penalty or life without parole. That just seems very harsh. Another reason legally is the fact that she can be convicted of accomplice to first-degree murder when those who committed the murder committed a second-degree murder. I mean, legally, the whole thing makes very little sense. They pled guilty to a second-degree murder, and if they are guilty of a second-degree murder, how can somebody assist in a first-degree murder if what was committed was a second-degree murder? The whole thing makes very little sense. But legalities aside, I do think that she has changed in 35 years. Okay? And I do think that Governor Kelly Ayotte ought to meet with her. At least meet with her. Find out what type of person she is. Governor Ayotte refused to even put it in front of the New Hampshire Executive Council, because she said that those who commit violent offenses must be held accountable to the law. 35 years in prison is being held accountable to the law. As an accomplice to first-degree murder, 35 years in prison is being held accountable to the law. She was beaten so badly by two other female inmates that she has permanent damage to a side of her face, has had to have a plate put inside of her face, and will be in pain for the rest of her life because of it. She's been sexually assaulted in prison. by a male guard. There's no way for her to get off lightly at this point. Over half her life is over. And they're basically just asking Governor Ayotte meet with her. Okay, I also want to read something. I want to mention something by somebody named Felicia Field, who said she was at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility for 11 years. And she wrote in favor of the request for her commutation, her request for commutation, because Pamela saved her life literally. She was in a very dark place of depression.